So I'm here with Hubert from Waterstone Management Group. You guys recently released a SaaS scorecard. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and what were the driving forces behind producing such a scorecard?
Sure. The balanced scorecard is a tool that has been around in the industry for almost 30 years. Companies both inside the technology industry as well as outside the tech industry have been using this as a way to measure business performance. We see an opportunity for SaaS companies to take that balanced scorecard concept and expand it a bit more to make it relevant for SaaS and subscription-based business models.
So why, I noticed that the scorecard was based around customer success. Can you talk about why that was?
Sure, Rihanna. So going back to the traditional balanced scorecard, it was grounded. It was a four-quadrant tool that had essentially financial measures, customer satisfaction measures, operational measures, and innovation measures. As we evolved the thinking to include SaaS, we see it more as a triangle with customer success in the center, as you mentioned, with financial, operational, and innovation kind of at the edges of the triangle. And we fundamentally believe that customer success in SaaS and subscription models is a big predictor of financial value of the company. And so by focusing on customer metrics like adoption rates, what their usage is of the product, how quickly are they onboarding new customers, and what's the satisfaction and the retention rate, that will be a huge proponent of what the financial value is, and which in turn informs innovation and operations that ultimately shape the customer experience.
So what's been the reaction to the scorecard so far?
It's been fantastic. The clients and the CFOs in particular that we talk to have been really excited about this new way of thinking. Given that they've been historically been more on the on-premise side, and now as they shift their business model and operating model to SaaS, they've really been looking to evolve their measurement systems. And so this tool has been very well accepted to the point where we actually have a website, saasscorecard.com, that takes you directly into into our scorecard.
That's great. We'll have to check it out. So let's talk a little bit about some of the trends out there. I recently saw that you published your perspective on the IoT market. Talk to us a little bit about that, and what are some of the driving factors behind IoT right now, and where are the opportunities for the companies?
Yeah, good question, Rihanna. So certainly a lot of buzz in IoT, and I think it's driven by a number of things. One is there's a lot of new product and announcements. As recent as yesterday, Salesforce announced its own IoT Sales Cloud. So you've got a number of providers coming up with new announcements. Certainly, the partnerships and the acquisitions are also pretty frenetic. And so given all of that, there's a lot of buzz out there today. The primary premise, as you know about IoT, is the tremendous value that it can create. Anywhere from 8 to 11 trillion in annual value is estimated in the next 8 to 10 years or so. And so naturally, that's drawing a lot of attention from a number of different providers. And I think what we're seeing now over the last 6 to 9 months is there's more proof points out in the industry that have started to emerge that talk about how can you truly drive this value if I adopt the solution. And so that's generating additional interest levels as well.
So another big topic on all executives' mind is data and analytics, and how they can leverage it to grow their business. So what do you see as the advantage for SaaS companies around data and analytics? How is it going to impact their business?
Yeah, we see it as a huge opportunity for SaaS companies. And we think that they can use data in two main ways. So first way is to be able to gather data about the customer's product usage, their preferences, and ultimately the value that they're getting from the software, and be able to use that to inform literally the entire operational model of the company. So everything from how do you sell to customers, to how do you service customers, to how do you support them on an ongoing basis, and then ultimately how do you think about approaching renewals with them. So I think that's the first way that we're seeing companies leverage data. The second way we think is there's an opportunity to change the vendor-customer equation. from the traditional model to more of driving strategic insights, using the data to get at process benchmarks and things like that, that ultimately allows the vendor to share with their customers, how to think about their business differently.
Thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to hearing more from Waterstone.
Thank you, Rihanna.